What's up, guys? Welcome to Bro Beats. Today I'm going to be showing you guys an easy way to make good melodies every time. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned post notifications on, make sure you do so because they'll sub it a lot. Let's hop right into it. So my BPM is a little faster, kind of irrelevant, but just if you wanted to know, it's right there. So let's just go ahead and grab in a scale, and I'm gonna use this piano to kind of show what I want to show. So I'm just grabbing like let's do an F minor. I haven't used the F in a while. So let's go ahead and get started with our first little melody. All right, so our first step is to make a dyad. Now, if you don't know what a dyad is, it's basically just two notes that are together or the first two notes of a chord. So you have something like this, a dyad would be these two notes. But you can kind of do what you want, so you can use these two notes if you want, right? So with this, all you need to do is just pick a quick little melody. So it could be something simple like this, which I'll probably do. Or you can be fancy, make a chord, pull this down an octave, pull this over, pull that over. Right, it's up to you. So for this video, I'm gonna just make a very simple one, and we can do something like this. Let it linger out. Okay. Now, there's multiple ways you can approach this. You can make a dyad upward or down. I like going downward, so I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna skip this note, go down. So this will be the chord, which is an A sharp minor. But let's just keep it simple, and we just skip this. Skip that note, go here, and now we have a little progression. And I'm gonna hold shift and drag this over so it has bounce. All right, so now I'm gonna just go to the next step. I want to keep these kind of simple into chapters, so we could just kind of cut it here. So let's move on to the next step. All right, so next we're just gonna do our bass notes, and this is fairly easy at this point. Basically all you need to do is just copy these notes and just pull them down an octave, and I'm gonna color these blue just so everything kind of looks separate, and it's pretty much it. Okay, so let's move on to the third step. All right, so step 3, we have linger notes. Now you can use these however you like, but pretty much they're claps, but for melodies. And what I mean by that is, you know, a clap is like a constant rhythm throughout, right? So the linger notes will do the same exact thing, right, before the melody, and this will create bounce later in your melodies. So how I'm gonna show you multiple ways. I'm gonna show you well, we have 3 chords. So I'm gonna show you 3 ways that I know to get to these notes. So one, you can start on your root, and you could create a chord from that root. So I'm gonna try to make it so you can see this. So we can create our chord, right? And you can make a 7th chord if you want more notes, but a triad is all you need from here. You can use either one of these notes, right? Or you can use the G sharp, it's up to you. But I'm gonna use this C. Okay, and all you wanna do is pretty much just play it over and over on this line. All right, now from here, you can do the same thing, right? Or what you can do is take one of these notes you already have, and you can flip them up an octave. Right, because it's the same note, it's going to be in harmony, right? We know that, that's a given. So same thing. And then you can kind of do this however you like. Now for this one, right, you can, let's see, you can just go backwards. So the first one we did here, right, we made a chord upward into it. You could do it here, but go backwards. So we can go backwards, and we can use this A sharp if it'll let me select. And you can do that to kind of finish it off, right? Or you can use whatever other notes you want, but this is just a way to get to these notes if you don't know how to get there, right? So now I'm gonna play it. Okay. Well, yeah. You can see how much bounce is giving it already. And obviously I could edit the velocity, but this is just to show. So let's move on to step 4. Now our next step is animating. Now this is the funnest part, and this is where you make your melody unique. So what's gonna happen is, if you do this right, anything you put here will sound good because of these notes, and it will make it have bounce, and it'll start to sound like one melody. So what you could do, right, if you could just put random notes in, or you could use a chord. So you could use the chord that's here, right, as your melody. So remember, this is just our little triad. So you can use this F and this C, and that's your range for your melody. So you can literally just trickle down into it. And let's do something like, and then we could just copy it over, right? And let's split. Right, and you can make a million of these, right? So that's something you can do there. Let's see, what else can we do? Well, there's a lot you can do, but you can do something like this. And you can, it's really no way to mess up, right? And I probably want to go a little bit higher, so we can use our C for this. And you see how all this stuff connects. And I don't know, I'm gonna just put some stuff in, whatever. Right, or you could put a chord backwards. Very easy stuff, right? And at this point, you just kind of adding your taste and everything to it, right? You can start adding these flams, stuff like this. All right, so I'm gonna leave this. I kind of like this. So from here, we can just go to the last step, which is very, very easy. So let's move on to that. All right, so this next part is super easy because all you got to do is just pick notes that you like or tones that you like. So what this part is basically the melody or just the harmonics, which would just be like a super, like the high, you know, the next range of sounds. So I usually would go up an octave from this range. So like the C7 we can use, and I'm just use red just so you can see the difference. And this is easy. You can just kind of pick notes that you like. So and then I am going to, let's choose this F, it's the root, so it should sound good. And then let's try this A sharp maybe, just so we can loop it. Okay, I think that'll sound good. So now we copy it over, and of course you can add variation if you want. You could do something like that. I don't know. And there you have it. Our melody is done. So let's go ahead, and I might use this progression, but I want to simplify this and just kind of redo it for a beat. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we have a change of plans because I didn't expect to like the melody. I tried my, well, I'm not gonna say try my best, but I tried to make this generic so that we can make 2 melodies in this video, just for repetition, but I ended up liking this one. So I think we can just use this one for the beat. Let's see. So I'm gonna just show you the sounds. So we have this little lead, and I'm gonna mute everything so you can see it. I didn't really do anything to this. I think all I did was like add a little, I added some reverb. That was it. All right, and then this sound, which is a really weird sound, but I really like this one. So I'm gonna play it. Okay, and then off camera, as you can see, I loaded up another one for our counter, which is the basic sound, but I added delay and a little bit of reverb, as you can see. So let's use this one for our counter. So let's go in here. And what I'm gonna do is use a little trick where you go range to range. So you have your +1, and you don't have to use the +1, it's just there so you remember to use it. So basically we can start from our C, because, well, you look back here, we have our C, and this is like our range right here. So this is our range for our counter melody. It doesn't have to be these exact notes, but it's a range where we know it'll work, right? So let's go here, and what we could do is, let's even go a little bit higher. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So basically you can start from this C. You can make a chord all the way up and do a +1. So your plus one will be this. This won't work 100% of the time, but in this minor, it will. So, whoa, okay, hold on, wait. So now, same thing, we can go backwards. And you can see we land on an F and you can do a plus one. And now you can use these notes for your counter. So I'm gonna show you what I mean without making it too confusing. So I'm gonna keep these notes here. All right, and basically let's just like trickle down. Actually, let's just fill every note in. So we could do something like this. Right? And I'm just trying to show you that you don't have to use this exactly, right? Just it's giving you a range of notes to use. So yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and do this one, and maybe do something like this. Let's go down, and then maybe over here we can kind of repeat this. Just copy it over. Simple as that, right? So that's the counter. So let's go ahead and add our bass in here. All right, so quickly, let's just do a low end. And I just have 2 of them because I like using synth basses in my beats and stuff. So we just take this, right? And we could just paste it here. Change the color, pull it up an octave. I might have to transpose because this might be too low. So we can kind of copy this. Oh, wait. Let's... Okay, sounding good. And then we press Shift D to make these smaller. And then from here, we just kind of place these where we want. Now I'm just place some real quick. Maybe pull that up an octave, pull it down. Let's see what this sounds like. Right, and again, I might need to adjust or transpose later, but let's go ahead and actually let's do the kick real quick. Let's paste this in here, Alt K, right? And then over here, I'm going to actually pull these down so it has a little bit more thump. And let me see. And I keep forgetting to turn these on. Okay, I think that's good. So let's move on to the drums. All right, lastly, we have the drums, and I might speed up any boring parts. I only have 3 drums left to do, so turn these on, and I'm gonna just do this. What? Wait. Why is it not placing right? Okay. And then I'm going to do like 3 claps here. Do something like that, copy this over, right click, then we edit. And then from here, let's delete half of it, zoom in. And then I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna offset it. And I hope y'all can see this, but I can offset it, hold shift and drag your mouse just so it gives a little something else. And I'm gonna just kind of reuse this little pattern just to get this part a little over with. And maybe we could go into something like this. Let's go down and see what that sounds like. All right, I think that's pretty smooth. It's not overdoing anything. All right, come on, FL, work with me here. Why is it not? Okay, what is going on? All right, there we go. Took a million years, but there we go. And then we can just add this in as we please. Let's change the grid. Dude, can they please delete this feature or allow me to turn it off completely? Because it's very annoying. Okay, that's good enough. So now let's listen to the beat all together. Turn off this, and I probably need to mix it, but this should be good enough. Let's listen. And that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully this was helpful. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.